You mean like do 8 weeks straight?
Yeah, like if I did like a 12-week transformation and then a 4-week.
Yeah.
How long should I wait before I do another DTP 4-week or?
You can go straight into it. Yeah, you can go straight into it. What I would recommend though is that you swap up the exercises. So the DTP movements that you did for 4 weeks, maybe you'd want to swap them up. So say if you were doing like maybe a barbell curl mainly for your DTP, you could probably change that to like the same but in a hammer position with dumbbells together, or maybe reverse, or maybe a cable, or maybe, you know, preachers, or whatever, you know. I'd recommend you just swap up the exercises, because yeah, you will still get gains if you increase your intensity, you increase your weight, you increase your reps, but you want to make sure that you do have adequate development everywhere, you know, and not create a strength or too much of a strength in an area to create a weakness in another. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes, you know, your shoulders can become that much stronger and that more developed, but then your rotator cuff muscles become weaker and weaker, and then you succumb to injury. So I'd recommend, yeah, you can do it, but just swap up the exercises. What I've actually been messing around with is doing 2 weeks Y3T, you know, the Y3T training. So I've been doing a week 1, you know, you're doing your compounds, and then you're doing a week 2 with isolation. And then week 3, which is the annihilation week, I've just been throwing DTP in there. So I've been finding that's pretty good, you know, doing that, because, you know, doing DTP week after week, month after month, man, it'll kick your ass and take you out of it. You know, it's like you just cannot recover. Your central nervous system just collapses, and you know, you just can't recover. Especially, you know, if you're like me and you know, you don't sleep much. I don't sleep much at all. I wish I could. But you know, it just screws up with your recovery then. So, you know, by just swapping things up there every now and again, you know, 4 weeks straight, fine. But if you're going a little bit further, you either need to, you know, back off on either, you know, your continuous days training, maybe have another extra day off, or like I said, swap it up, where you give yourself a bit of a break with a week 1 and a week 2 before going into a DTP. Try that out. I found that that's worked really good, you know, doing a week 1, 2 and the annihilation DTP. Because the annihilation week is very similar to that anyway, you know, so it goes hand in hand.